He's like, send me a picture. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today, I'm going to be telling you guys a story time where I had a very big life lesson. So yeah, without much, chitter chatter, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. So, I'm going to be telling you guys about my very first encounter with a fuckboy. So let me tell you guys, let's go ahead and start with the scenery and how old I was and that junk. So this happened at my cousin's quinceañera, and I believe I was around 12. I was about 12 years old when this happened. I think I was like maybe 7th grade, middle school. My cousin was having her quinceañera, and she lived in Arizona, so we were gonna drive. So yeah, we were gonna drive up to Arizona for her quinceañera that weekend. So we definitely, I was so excited. I was so excited because, my cousin and I were like this. We were best friends, and being that we lived, in 2 different states, we didn't see each other very often. So it was definitely exciting. So yeah, so we were gonna drive up. So I was super excited because, like I said, we didn't see each other very often. But then, so we drive up. Fast forward, we are in the quinceañera and we're having a blast, and this is where I meet old homeboy. So I met him at the quinceañera. So she gave me my number, and we were only there for the weekend, I believe. So we went back, like, maybe we were there at the most maybe like 3 days. So we drove back to California, and when we were driving back, he texted me. And it was just, a casual conversation. He was like, hey, and I was like, hey, and I was like, who's this? And then he told me, and then I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And we were just, like, talking, like, oh, hi, how are you? And, whatever. And then, like, we got home, and I think it was a few days into the conversation, into us conversating, he texted me. He's like, send me a picture. And I was like, well, okay, I'll send you a picture, And I sent him a picture of my face, a profile picture, of course. Profile picture. And I was like, okay, now you send me a picture, and see what you look like. And because I had only seen him at the party. And he's like, no. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean no? He's like, no. He sent me a picture of his abs. And I was like, okay. I swear to God to you guys, I put this on everything. I thought that picture was disgusting. Like, I feel like those pictures are just disgusting. It just grosses me out. And I was just, so I opened it, and I was like, ugh. And then after he sent me that picture, he texted me, he's like, no. And I was like, no, what? Like, what do you mean? And he was like, send me, a picture. And I was like, so I get my phone again, and I was like, okay, maybe, that one wasn't as pretty. So I'm like, and I sent him another profile picture. And he's like, no. And I was like, boy, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean, no? Are you thirsty for the tea? He's like, send me a picture of you with just your bra and jeans. And y'all, like I said, I was 12, and this was my first encounter with the fuckboy. So I was like, what? And I told myself, I was like, I sat there, and I looked at the phone, and I literally contemplated, like, what was going on. Like, I was so confused. And right away, in my head, I was like, skirt! No, I'm not doing that. I'm not about that life. That's not me. But I was in a point in my life where I just really felt like I needed, and this is where I just get like, this is the point where I back at it now, and I'm like, what the freak was wrong with me? Like, what was going on up there? Because obviously not a lot of thinking was going on. But I just really felt like I needed recognition from the teenage boy community, and that, you know, I just needed that to feel pretty. Like, if I got that, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm pretty. I'm popping. But no, you know, and I told him, I was like, okay, I was like, but not right now, because I'm doing something, you know, I'm with my mom, I'm doing something. So he kept sending me pictures of his abs and his stomach and whatnot. And then he kept asking me for it, and I kept stalling. I just kept saying no, and I really wasn't doing anything. I was home. I was home, and I think I was laying on my bed, honestly. And he just kept asking me, and I was like, you know, I kept telling him I was busy, and I was doing this, and I was doing that. Now, my mom would periodically check my phone, and she would, you know, she would go through my messages and stuff just to keep, you know, everything in check. And so I deleted the messages, sent him profile pictures, and I feel so dumb because I was so naive, and I was like, oh my god, he wants a picture, so I sent a picture of my face, and he was just like, no. Girl. But yeah, he no, okay, and there's more to the story, actually. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. So we kept talking, but I kept stalling, and I never actually sent him the picture, like I said. And then my parents saw it, and I got in trouble. But they didn't say anything about, like, the picture. They didn't check it right away. So 4th of July was coming up, and I asked my mom if I could go back to Arizona with my cousin for 4th of July, and she was like, no, you know, we just went, like, chill, you know, no. And I was like, please, mom, please, can I go? And I was, like, legitimately, like, begging her if I could go, because I wanted to go and spend time with the little boy. And she was like, no, like, why do you want to go so bad? Like, relax. I already said no. And I was like, please. And she's like, no. And then, you know, like, a few days later, that's when she looked into my phone, and she was like, were you really trying to go over there? She's like, and spend time with this dude, you know? And, like, that's where she saw he was asking me for pictures, and she thought that I was, like, sending him the pictures. And I told her, I was like, no. And I think till this day she thinks that I did, but I swear I never sent him pictures, because, like I said, I was trying to find myself at that point of time, but I was also really self-conscious of, like, myself because of other things that had been going on. But if you guys want to, there's, like, a whole another, like, story time behind what happened after my mom had this whole talk with me about this boy. And yeah, it definitely it went downhill after that. Yeah, so I'll probably do a part 2 after this to what happened, because it was terrible, you guys. It flipped my life upside down. But yeah, that's pretty much my first encounter with the fuckboy. I sent him profile pictures when he asked me for pictures, and then he told me no. But yeah, moral of the story, girls, do not send fuckboys pictures. Don't send pictures in general, because you do not know where those pictures are gonna end up, and they'll tell you, oh, you know, it's just for my eyes, I won't show them to anybody. But they're gonna show them to every friend that they have and say, look what I got, yup, look what she sent me. And if you send him those pictures and he doesn't, and then you guys, you know, stop talking or whatever, you know how most boys, like, they go around, they're like, she a hoe anyways, she a bitch. They're gonna show those pictures, and they're gonna, like, put those pictures everywhere. Thank God, I'm so happy that I never sent pictures to anybody like that, because I would be, like, shitting bricks all the time, like, oh my god, they're gonna send pictures or whatever. But I didn't, and I'm so thankful that I did. But yeah, there is a whole another story to what happened after my mom found out that I was trying to talk to this boy, and that this boy was trying to play this game on me. Isaiah's crawling on the floor. So stay tuned for part 2 because it gets a lot juicier. It gets sad. It gets really sad for me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, but it all works out in the end. As you can see, I'm here. I'm smiling. I'm laughing about it now, but I did not laugh that day. I can assure you, there was no laughing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little different story time. Definitely stay tuned for part 2, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.
Okay.
Yeah. I go by the name of King Lil G. And I dedicate this to all my young homies struggling in the motherfucking ghetto. I'ma need you to take a smoke as I take you back to this 90s shit.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things that get brighter.